Champions. It's an honor to be here with you guys today. Welcome to the Breakfast of Champions call. I loved hearing everybody from everywhere around the world. We're a global tribe, we're a global family, and it's grateful to have you on here today. My name is James Eng. We haven't met before. Your host and speaker today. And if you're catching this now, you're finding me in a personal, interesting space in my life, which I have to pinch myself. Just the other day, I was on a call with hundreds of leaders and of European leaders, teaching them and training them how to succeed in their partner co business. Just last night, I was on a call with the general manager of Australia, and I'm flying into Australia tomorrow from United States. Sorry, next week from United States, and we're coaching, training hundreds of leaders over there, talking about how to succeed. Just right before this, we were on an incredible call we do every day with our Champions Network community called the Income Producing Activity Call with, gosh, 75 people live on Zoom and probably many more in the Facebook group and watching the replay, coaching and training on success. And I tell you this not to impress you, but just to impress upon you because everything was not like this before. If you were to catch me just 7 years ago, you would have found me down in the dumps. I went through a phase where I was depressed for a whole year. We had built our first successful network marketing business, and then it crumbled almost overnight. We were $12,000 a month in debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars in consumer debt, broken, not knowing that we could ever dream again. And I was asked this question on the European call the other day. And the question was, when did things change for you? And I want to ask that and answer that for each and every single one of you too, because I believe principles are not a respecter of people. If I can do it, so can you. God's made this world with certain laws. And if you understand these laws and you comply by the laws, if you don't fight the game, but you play the game, you too can change your business. You too can change your life. Who here is here because you want breakthrough in your business, in your finances, in your personal life, in your health, in your family, and all these different things? Well, today I want to share with you the true secret to how success actually looks. So many times I thought that successful people, this is how it worked. I thought they worked hard for a little bit and then they became successful, luckily. And then they rode on their wave of success. They rode it out. And the reality is this is that is not how success works. You talk to anybody that is successful and currently successful. The truth of the matter is this is that success actually is always a constant battle of building and rebuilding. I'm going to talk in the framework of a network marketing business right now. Successful people in their network marketing business are not just building and launching their business, right? It's easy to get started with something new. It's easy to follow the systems and go launch your business, go, build a team, go get customers and all of that. But the reality of those that actually stayed the course of time, which is why I've stayed with the same business, the same product for 13 years. The only way to have longevity, to have multi-generational impact and income, is understand that you're also always in the rebuilding business. Has this happened to you in your business? You get some customers, you're super excited, and then all of a sudden, guess what? Some customers fall off. Some don't reorder. Some complain. You recruit your first teammates, they're fired up, they're going to go to the top with you, and then they're nowhere to be found. Your top money earners, they come in, blow up the business, and life happens. Or strife happens, disruption happens. Has it happened for you? And all of a sudden, you're thinking to yourself, is this just how it is? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Wow, looks like woe is me. Everything's breaking down around me. No. The truth is this. You're always in the building and the rebuilding business. There's a saying that you're either growing or you're dying. You have to understand this principle. You're either growing or you're dying. What does that mean? There's nothing ever at rest. That is a lie. Let's use your health. You're either with your health every day growing in a positive direction, you're getting stronger, healthier, your immune system's getting stronger, or it goes down, it's dying. There is no such thing as stagnancy with everything. In fact, stagnancy is death. There's a sea in the Middle East called the Dead Sea. And the reason why it's dead is that no water goes in and no water goes out. It's never changing. So the only thing that's guaranteed in your life is change. The question is, are you changing with growth? Are you changing with death? You have to understand this principle in your business, champion, because we have to catch ourselves as our own leader. We have to catch ourselves with our own mindset. We have to catch ourselves. So going back to that first question, when did things change for you? I'm going to submit to you, there's a couple things that I knew, that I realized that would now eventually get me into the place that I wanted to be. The first part is this. I hope you're ready for this. Things will change for you when you're willing to let go of the old story and you're willing to accept and build the new one. I want us to be very honest with ourselves today. And are we thinking to ourselves, man, back in the day, man, if only this happened? Are we having some blame that's going on? My upline did this to me. My teammate did this to me. My family did this to me. You should have seen me a year ago, James. It was so much better. Back in the day before the company made this change, it was so much better. My leaders did this. It was so much better. I was here with my promotion and my income, but now I'm here. I'm going through a rough spot. It was so much better. Are we too hung up on the old story that we don't make room for the new? You know, it's easy to be comfortable with the uncomfortable because it's comfortable. It's something we're used to. So things changed for me going back to when I lost everything, when I let go of the old story, when I stopped wanting to get back to where I was, when I stopped wanting to be the way that it was. And what I decided to do is I said, you know what? There was a reason and a purpose of that season, and that's done. I loved it. I'm grateful for the good. I'm grateful for the scars. I'm grateful for everything. But I'm ready to let go and time for the new story. Here's a question I'll submit to you as well, too. If you want to build a new story, allow you to dream again. That's what I asked myself back in 2017 when I was down in the dumps, feeling like a failure. I dared to ask, if time and money were not an issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would success look like for you? If time and money were not an issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would life look like to you? What would success look like to you? I started asking the question, what would my family look like? My business look like? My income look like? My life look like? What would all of that look like if there was nothing that could hold it back? And I started to realize, champion, that I hadn't thought that question in a long, long time. I was too hung up on the old story where I wasn't building the new one. Remember, you're constantly in building and rebuilding mode. Always, always. You're always either growing or you're dying. And every day we have the opportunity to choose to continue to build. Someone needed to hear this today. Someone needed to snap out of this today. Someone, I'm just going to bring you from my voice to your soul, to your spirit. We're going to break those shackles of the things that have been holding you back in the past and just understand, sister, understand, brother, it is time for the new story. It's time for the new dream because you too can dream. So start to ask yourself that question. Things changed for me the moment I started to dream again, when I accepted that I'm going on a new journey. Here's the saying that your destination may not change overnight, but your direction can. Your destination of your finances, your destination of your relationship, your destination of your self esteem, your destination of your relationships. That might not change overnight. There's going to be a certain time of seed, time, and harvest. We don't know what the time is, but we do know there's a harvest. But you can start changing the harvest immediately by making a decision that you're turning from the old story to the new story. You're going to the rebuild or the build of the new story. That's when things change for you. Okay, so number one is understand, change your direction right now. I hope you're still with me. Number two, Then there's the work part. What do we actually do to make sure that we're building and rebuilding? Then start. How do you know if you're on track? It's easy to dream, right? It's harder to make it happen. How do we make it happen? How do you know if you're on track or off track? Well, number two, do a mental inventory. What does that look like? I want you to think in the past week. If you're wondering, am I on track or off track? I think I have a goal. I think I'm going to a new store. Maybe, I don't know. Here's the question. In the course of a day, over this last week, how often were you thinking about the new goal? How often were you expectant about the dream to come? Versus how often was your mind thinking about other things? The old story, the distractions, the disruptions, the things that are not related to your new dream. Were you obsessed about what you want? Are you waking up, for example, my partner co business, every day I know my goal? Am I thinking every day, all right, this is the next move. This is who I need to talk to. This is where I'm going. This is how I need to empower myself to the next level. Are you thinking more of those thoughts? Or are you thinking more of the other? For example, thoughts of failure. Am I thinking, you know what? What makes me think I can do this? Are you thinking about distractions? You got lost on social media. You'd rather watch politics because it's easier and it's more entertaining than your life. You'd rather watch Netflix because it's getting you away from your life. You'd rather just be busy. Maybe you're busy with housework all the time. You're busy with chores all the time. You know, the kids need my time. Of course they do, right? My spouse needs my time. Of course she does. Of course he does. But is that becoming a priority over the vision? Are we letting the things that are not your dream remove you from the field and saying, you know what? This is why I can't do it because life is just too busy. Take a mental inventory and be real with yourself. It's like stepping on the scale if you're trying to lose weight. Do a mental scale check and think, let me be honest. Am I thinking more positive thoughts towards what it is that I say that I want every day? Or am I not? If you're not, today, start putting that into action. What's an easy way? Put on your clock every hour, every couple hours. We have to recheck our mind and just put your goal down. Imagine if every hour you just spent like 5 minutes and you remind yourself of your goal that day. I want to hit Chairperson 5,000, my partner co business. I want to be able to hit X amount of enrollments or income. I want this for my family. In the beginning, we have to go battle against the mind because at rest, negative settles in. At rest, things that are not conducive to your goal fill the void. Okay. Most of us are mindless. Most of us don't think about what we think about. Successful people are always at guard of their mind and their heart to make sure they're only feeding their mind with the things that they want. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So building and rebuilding. Number one, you can change your direction, not your destination overnight. So you made the decision. Number two, you're taking a mental inventory and standing guard at your mind. You're reprogramming yourself with what you want rather than what you don't want. Last but not least, how do you know if you're on track or off track? At the end of the day, there's work to be done. At the end of the day, no matter how much I believe that I'm going to be successful in my business, no matter how much I get really psyched up and I could do cold plunges every day and be in affirmations all day and pray all day and do everything all day, but if that does not, my hand does not meet the plow, if I'm not in the field, if I'm not changing my daily actions, my results will never change. Your new story will never come. So the last part to be very honest about yourself every day is this is have my actions actually changed? Have I actually done something different or done more of the things that do work? If we keep on doing the same things, expecting change, that's a definition of insanity. So your actions have to change. Look at your schedule, look at your calendar. Is it filled with, in your business, income producing activities? Is it filled with things that can actually be productive towards your life? If you're building your health, are you actually taking the right supplements? Are you actually exercising? Are you actually drinking water? If you want to change and build the next story for your relationship, for example, for me and my marriage, am I loving my wife? Am I kissing her every day? Am I spending quality time? Did I turn off my phone while I'm talking to her? Do I look her in the eyes? With my son, am I holding him? Am I playing with him? Am I actually doing the things? You know the actions that need to change. And if you do that and you prioritize that, your life will change as well too. I know this was a story. So I was on that call with hundreds of leaders in Europe, and such an honor. They asked me the question, when did things change for you? I went through this list, and it brought me back to when we relaunched and rebuilt the next story, let go of the old and went with the new one. And in 2017, I made a decision. I said, things will not be this way. So I put as a decision in my business, I changed up my mindset, and then I changed up my schedule. And what I did is this. I prioritized every day. It was just me. I had a little team, but everyone was down in the dumps, and I said, if it were to be, it's up to me. You got to lead from the front. So what I did is I changed my actual schedule, and every day, after I fed myself, my mind, body, spirit, did my personal time, my quiet time, all that, I put an hour of me time where I only devoted this to my personal income producing activities. Because if I'm to be honest with you, my business, that's the last thing that I would do. It's easier to manage a team. It's easier to answer a question. It's easier to quote unquote support people, right? It's harder to go prospect new people. It's harder to go talk to new people. So I blocked out an hour every single day. First thing that I would not talk to anyone. I would just be in my own hole and I go prospect new people. I go to Facebook and I start making new friends. I go talk to my prospect list. I go invite them, present to them, follow up, do all of that stuff, sending voice memos, whatever that it needs to be done. And every day for that hour was just me and my own personal income producing activity. In 90 days, everything changed. In fact, in the first 30 days, I enrolled 20 new brand partners. In 90 days' time, that started to duplicate more. And within that period, I found people that became top money earners that led us to the organization that we still have for today. But why did this change? How did we build a new story? You made a decision in a new direction. You did a mental inventory to make sure you're constantly obsessed about the new thing rather than the old thing. And then at the end of the day, you have to change your daily actions. If those things change, you can guarantee your life will change. You can guarantee you will grow. You can guarantee, you just give it some time, everything will change for you. You're going to be on the stages sharing your story. You're going to be on this Breakfast of Champions call sharing your story. That's what we want. Every single one of you, I believe, champion, is on this because you know that you have another level to you that needs to be expressed because someone needs to hear your story. All right. Hope that was helpful. If it was, consider sharing this with somebody. Consider taking action on this. Catch this plus other replays on bocpodcast.com. So, with an absolute honor to be here with you. And I just know you too can do this. And I can't wait to hear your story. All right. I'll toss it back to you. God bless. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bye bye.